Yes.
Yep, looks like we're back. Thanks, Coco Nerd.
All right, cool. Well, we'll continue on then.
Damn it, now I want Choco Tacos.
Yeah, it looks a little bit choppy. Can you guys hear us okay, even if the video is not going well? Just let us know. So yeah, what are you guys going to do about the quintet of people? Quartet.
Well, I suppose it'd be rude not to go say howdy.
Yeah.
Right behind you.
All right, Bootleg will saunter down the street as only a Texan can, and just make a beeline straight for them. Not looking aggressive or anything, just sauntering.
At the moment that they see you walking towards them, they seem to split up and go 4 different directions.
Hey, y'all want some tacos?
Oh.
No response. Just kind of like the power walking away.
Take down and just get them all.
Yeah, I feel like we were already a little quick on the gun, trying to get somebody a little bit early today. Oh well, I suppose it's their loss. We are scintillating conversationists.
All right, so I hear you guys just kind of not pursuing.
I think so.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna start up a chase scene and start tackling folks and stuff. He's feeling a little gun shy right this moment.
Okay, so you head home, or at least head back to the limousine.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit worried that if we chase them, you're gonna be like, actually, you realize now that it's 2 6-year-olds standing on one another's shoulders in each suit. So we're just gonna make a mental note of the fact that they were here, and then we're just gonna head back towards the Lincoln.
All right.
Yeah, and hopefully Headmaster has made friends with the guys that we beat up earlier.
And by make friends, you mean?
When you get back to the Lincoln, actually, you do see those guys. They're not laying on the ground like when you left them. Though they do seem to be cleaning up trash on the street. Headmaster is sleeping in the shotgun of the Lincoln.
All right, now remember, y'all, we were in nasty negotiations all night long. She gave us a terrible tongue lashing in Espanol, and it was all we could do to get some tacos out of them for the road.
Yo,
Right? Everybody good?
why does he sleep so much?
He's old.
So I say to the guys as they're cleaning up, "Hey guys, we found tacos. It's all good."
They kind of give you a very respectful nod and keep cleaning.
All
I
right,
look
then.
at one of them and I go, "You missed a spot."
He nods at you and starts cleaning.
And I start laughing.
Wow.
You're getting in the car. Headmaster is obviously he's had a difficult time trying to sleep in this car. So he's got kind of like one knee like that's shoved up against the dash, and his head is kind of like he's got a seatbelt strapped in such a way that it's kind of cradling his head so that his head cannot rest on something hard. And so he's just spent a lot of time doing this, and you see he's got like some chocolate stains from the ice cream that's on his shirt, and he just looks like a bag of crap.
The dignity of academia.
But you're able to head back to Proudhaven, or excuse me, back to Greystone.
I will offer him some tacos on the drive and explain that Ms. Flores seemed amenable to taking a position commensurate with her experience as a dance instructor, and that she'd be giving us a call in a few days to work out the final details of her salary and of the move itself.
He says, "Hey, good job. I know that must have been pretty hard on you." I couldn't tell if that was Bootleg interrupting Headmaster with a cough.
Yeah, that was totally in character. Good job.
Or Frosty's dying. So Headmaster kind of leans over and he says, "Hey, listen, I don't say this a lot, but I know that was difficult for you, and I just want to let you know that you did a good job back there. She's definitely going to be an asset, and even if we have to, pretend about this dancing crap. It'll be good having her on the team as opposed to, whatever the hell Quintessa's doing. What does she think she's doing anyway, bootleg? And then starts getting loud now. What the hell does she think she's doing, bootleg? What is she trying to start a school?
Yes, actually, she introduced herself to Miss Flores as the headmistress of her own academy.
But she's not. She's not a headmistress. You have to work for that title. They don't just hand that title out.
Right, but Quintessa is pretty much famous for taking things that she hasn't entirely earned.
Right, she's right. Yes, you're. That's right. She's famous for having money that she didn't. Yes, you're right. I guess that makes sense. But still, that doesn't mean that she can just take the name headmistress and pretend like she knows how to train anomalies.
Yeah, that would be unfortunate. But on the topic of a dance instruction, my varsity football squad back home, the Coyotes, we actually had a ballet instructor as a guest lecturer a couple of times that helped out with some balance and conditioning and flexibility. So, seems like it's only a half step removed from a combat training sort of thing.
Well, you know what? I really appreciate your dedication to this, and when we get back, I know it's not going to be easy for everybody. Not everybody's a dancer, but I really think that you guys are going to make a good impression on Magdalena when you take her classes. So good job. Thanks for taking one for the team.
I'm over there driving.
I'm doing what?
People. I feel like I could teach people to drive offensively in really hairy situations.
Hey, shut up! Nobody else is getting paid. You guys are getting a good education. Oh, whatever.
I'm pretty good at taking things.
Yeah. You grew up on the mean streets of San Salvador, and all of a sudden, you deserve a salary for coming to school? I don't think so. You're welcome, by the way.
I'm going to surreptitiously check the inventory of the wet bar in the back, because he was alone in the limo for a couple of hours. He's pretty sporadic, inconsistent right now.
There is about 14 empty little bottles, various rums and whiskeys. So he's been hitting the sauce. A lot of it has a bunch of it appears as if he went back and got a bunch of chocolate ice cream and then just kept mixing alcohol into the chocolate melted ice cream.
Just living the dream. That's cool.
Well, you get back to Greystone, and the headmaster needs a little bit of help into his bed. So bootleg, he sticks his hand up, for you to slide underneath.
I got you, boss.
Oh man, he says you smell like tacos, and
you smell like food also.
How many days is it until Magdalena has made her decision?
Like 3 days.
Okay. In the meantime, we got 3 days. Headmaster is nowhere to be seen for 3 days, and quite
yes.
Right. And quite honestly, it's kind of like the best time that you've had lately because you have this beautiful campus, the Greystone Academy. For whatever else it is, having to deal with the headmaster is actually incredibly beautiful. The grounds are quite vast. There's pretty much every form of exercise or entertainment. There's a library that is virtually unequaled as far as private libraries go. And you guys have basically access to do whatever it is that your heart desires. So tell me, Guishin, what are you doing when the headmaster is not breathing down your throat or your neck?
I mostly just trying to hang out with other folks. So like challenging takedown to go-kart racing where like she can't use her super speed to just win. And playing maybe trying to get Melian interested in playing some basketball or something. And then TV watching just really crap TV.
No, I think take that as try to convince Guishin and Chameleon to start exercising. So we're gonna be superheroes. We gotta work for it. She's probably trying to do it to convince the Chameleon more of just come on, help me get him off the couch.
So Chameleon's like, oh, okay, and he sort of starts climbing up one of the side walls, picks up a pillow and like throws it at the dude on the couch. Come on, bro. You can't just sit there all day.
All right. Yeah, moving.
Bootleg, what are you doing?
Bootleg is going to be working up a super school curriculum with a bit more urgency to like mandatory daily training in teamwork and powers, because Quintessa is calling herself a headmistress and actively trying to recruit young anomalies on top of the handful that she already has, and she seems to now be giving super suits to. So yeah, he's going to be working. He's like, once Magdalena gets here, like, school's in session, whether the headmaster or the students know it or not. So he's trying to get his shit together to be ready. And a lot of it is going to be, kind of an amalgamation of, all the stuff he remembers from his high school classes when he was accidentally copying all of the like leadership skills and organization and stuff from every coach and teacher at his school, because he does have eidetic memory to reflect just kind of, the stuff he remembers. So he's going to be working out, about a 4-hour day for everybody. That's a mixture of like class time, what is known about genetic anomalies, known genetic anomalies, which is kind of two different topics, and he's going to get people ready to start getting some kind of crash courses, some team building exercises, and just some like varsity baseball and football gym class type of stuff going on, because he's a little worried at this point, and he will show it by being active.
All right. You actually get a call, or that is, on the third day of this, no one's seen the headmaster at all. But the phone rings. I'll just put it that way.
Bootleg will tuck his earbud into place and answer.
Hey, Billy, it's me. It's Therion.
Oh, hey, what's up, man?
Nothing. I just calling to check in and see how things are going.
You know how it is. Headmaster's gonna headmaster. We've got a new batch of students that I'm trying to prep some lesson plans for. Quintessa seems to be trying to take over the world. Just, how's your Monday going?
Well, I mean, I haven't used my powers for a couple of weeks. I haven't really thought about the headmaster in a couple of weeks, so things are going a little bit better for me. Recently, I'm making some progress, but I still don't think that I have what it takes to come back yet. But I just miss you, and I wanted to say that I look forward to coming back sometime. I just don't know when. I really need to focus on just getting in a good place.
Well, I think you're wrong about having what it takes. So I want you to know that the door's open anytime you want to come back, whether it's to the Greystone Academy or to the Variants, or both. But you take care of yourself, man. There's so far, hopefully right now, no real hurry, and we don't want you back until you're feeling ready.
I appreciate that. Well, I know they don't really know me, but just say hi to the new people and just, I don't know, tell them about us. I guess don't let them forget that we were variants too.
Don't worry, I won't. Actually, on the topic of you coming back, maybe just kind of part-time, if you feel like being kind of an adjunct lecturer, we could use you maybe just once a week. Swing by and talk about some science stuff that you always understood better than anybody else I've ever met.
Like not doing superhero stuff, just teaching?
Yeah, just swing by. Turns out the medium salary for a part-time adjunct here in the state is halfway decent. And we could, give you a fraction of that in exchange for being just kind of a guest lecturer. You just come by, talk about science and other smart kid stuff.
Yeah,
Show
right.
him that big old brain.
Like the headmaster would ever pay anybody.
Yeah, well, we're working on that, especially because he's been AWOL for a couple of days, and I've got a copy of the university credit card, so we'll figure something out, man.
Well, all right. Well, you let me know. That would be something to come back for.
Like I said, no pressure. It'd be just a guest adjunct role. I'll shoot you an email about it, and you just write me back and let me know how you're doing, man.
All right. I certainly will. Hey, thanks, Billy.
Hey, anytime. You were the first one I got into this mess. The least I can do is try to help you stay clear of it, or welcome you back into the mess if you want.
All right. And he hangs up.
Billy will begin a new document for his weekly curriculum spreadsheet with an additional column of a 45-minute lecture with a question mark next to it for Therion to come in and teach some of that smart kid stuff, because I know Therion's rocking about the same intelligence as Takedown's strength or dexterity. So he's the super smart guy can come back and teach literally any class he wants to the way skill points work in a D20 based system. Yeah. And if he does come by about once a week, I can borrow some of his super brains, and it should last probably till the next time he visits. So yeah, but he's going to start modifying his curriculum to leave space for a guest lecturer. And then he's also going to pencil in in his own downtime, a reminder after his kind of weekly call dad and check on him. He's going to be call Therion and, just check in on his buddy every now and then.
All right. Is anybody watching TV?
Always.
So one of the pieces on the nightly news the last week has been the superhero called the Optimist has very publicly thwarted a crime spree in the town called Evenfall. Evenfall has a pretty terrible reputation as sort of a lawless, crime-ridden place. But there was a sort of ghost girl that had been making her way throughout the city and inhabiting people's bodies and stealing things. And the Optimist has captured this person called Aether. And that's been on the nightly news for the last couple of days. Has anybody seen the Headmaster? Anybody check on him?
Asking?
No. I'm asking. Has anybody seen the Headmaster anybody checked on him for the last 3 days?
I do not look for him. I spent extra time taking him to ice cream.
Yeah, he's got his minder pamphlet, so I just don't.
Bootleg's plan is to check on him the day that Magnitude is supposed to arrive, in case her family's coming to help her move, or her girlfriend or whoever, so we can look half-assedly official. But he's content to let the Headmaster stew for a couple days. But yeah, he's just gonna try to check on him the day that our latest student is supposed to get here, and he was gonna leave him alone until then.
Okay, well, you don't know when she's supposed to come, and so it is probably 3 days later when you get a call from Magdalena.
Ring, 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 ring.
Yeah. Greystone Academy, this is Billy Colt speaking.
Billy, it's me. You ready for your dance lessons?
Not quite yet. Let me change my shoes and help somebody get moved into the campus. But yeah, we could be ready later today.
All right, Mr. Leg, you got it. So what time do you want me to get there?
Whenever you feel like coming by.
So I'll be there in an hour then.
Sounds good. Do you need help moving?
No, I got everything I need.
We'll be here. You've got the address, and we'll keep an eye out.
Hey, as you're on the phone, before you get off the phone, Headmaster sort of stumbles down. He's got a robe on and not his normal suit and tie. He's just got his bunny slippers on and a big robe. And he says, "Hey, is that Magdalena?"
Yes, sir. It's our new dance instructor and latest student. Her very self.
Well, hey, listen, I got something for you to do. Instead of her coming here, why don't you go pick her up? Because I have an errand I need you to run in Proudhaven, if you don't mind.
Sure thing, boss. Hey, Mags, why don't you sit tight? We'll be there in about an hour to give you a ride.
Oh, wait. You're not bringing the limo, are you?
I've got some different wheels I prefer to drive.
Good. Okay, yeah, I'll wait for you.
All right. Well, hey, listen. He gives you this card, and he says, "Go to the penthouse of the Forti building in Proudhaven, and go to just go, just knock, and they'll be waiting for you. It's about time you learned about this anyway, and it's. I just don't want to go anywhere today."
They being...
It's a contact of mine. They make the super suits, so just they're the only ones I know that can work with the quantum stitching. So I need you to go there and pick up Magnitude's costume while you're there.
Sure thing. Should I get her first? Do they need to do a sizing or anything?
Well, probably not, but it couldn't hurt. It might be nice for her to try it on while she's there. I know she likes to see her work on, but just go check things out, and I just pass on my apologies. I just don't want to leave today.
Sure thing, boss. You feeling all right?
Yeah, I'll be fine. And he heads back to his room.
All right, then. I will do a quick round of the academy grounds, starting with the living room where I'm sure Guishin is watching TV. I just say, heading into Proudhaven, you need anything?
Did you know that there was some other guy beat up a girl and even with someplace? So it's not just us.
Yeah, good talk.
Precedent for superheroes beating up children. Now, the news didn't say that he beat her up. Said he stopped the crime spree. It's a different thing.
There's only one way. So gets up and he hops over the couch.
There's only one way.
Anyways, I'm gonna try and get some more tacos out of Mag's mom. But is there anything else in particular you need from town?
I'll drive.
If you come with me, you're gonna have to carry boxes, and you might have to stay in the car because I gotta run another errand.
Okay, yeah, whatever. Getting out of here.
Out of character, Opti. Mm-hmm. Is it gonna mess with your plan if other people come?
Not at all.
All right then. I will continue making the rounds. I will check the kitchen next.
Yeah, this time, you look in the kitchen, you don't see anything, right? You don't see anything, but you hear a noise.
I will.
It's a munching sound.
Yeah, he will. Bootleg will blink a few times. His eyes look a little out of focus, and then he looks right at Chameleon. Hey, we're gonna head into Proudhaven. You want to help Mags move?
And he pushes open the door to the cupboard that he's kind of hiding in and eating cookies in. And he's like, "How did you know I was here?" Oh, that's right. Okay, let's go.
All right, let's go meet by my truck. I'm going to go find Takedown. And then I will head towards the workout room. And then from there, I like to think that the pool is fairly close by.
Takedown is on the roof.
So it's going to take me a minute. After not spotting her in the first few places, he will again cheat and resort to his anomaly senses. And then quantum... he's going to steal some quantum energy, so Guishan will feel a little bit discombobulated for just like a second, and Bootleg's just going to float up to the roof after lightly borrowing a bit of power. And then just like saunter up to her on the roof like this is a completely normal conversation, because in fairness it kind of is. Hey, we're heading into Brownhaven, you want to come with?
I've gotten really good at the jumping part on the leaping. I'm just not sure yet about how to practice a safe fall.
All right, is Guishan coming? Yeah, he's driving, right? And Chameleon's coming? And Takedown's going?
Yeah.
Guishan is coming, and Guishan said he is driving, but Bootleg said to meet by his truck, so Guishan will not be driving.
Okay.
But he can't come. But yeah, Bootleg, with a belly full of borrowed power, will just nod towards the edge of the building, and Takedown will feel a little bit of a rush of power as I sink a few points into her jump, to make sure that it's going to be more than enough to handle a fall of this distance. So he'll drift down from, using his borrowed power a different way. So he's standing on the roof fully and just nod off the roof. Be like, go ahead and show me.
Maybe I should try at a smaller distance.
Nope.
Yeah, it's pretty healthy. It's a pretty healthy distance from the from the top of the academy.
You haven't been wrong yet. So it's like, and remember that she can at least reach it. This is still gonna hurt to break a leg or back, but she'll jump off the roof, and I will use my movement power of safe fall to hopefully gracefully glide down into a 3-point landing. Because
you've never used this well from this distance before, I'm going to see you make an athletics check, which you will automatically pass with your safe fall unless you roll a 1.
All right. I'm very athletic. 27.
All right. So you rather gracefully, more gracefully than you expected, find yourself falling gracefully, and not only was it a little bit of a rush, but it was kind of fun. Yeah, you enjoyed it, and you felt quite adept at it.
All right. Feeling kind of excited on boost. I will just do 500-foot leaps until I get to the car.
Bootleg will be on the roof doing like the touchdown pose.
Nice.
Until she goes bounding away, and then he will make his way to the rooftop door that he has used for the last 5 years when various other flying and climbing members of his team have wanted to meet up on here. So he'll be the last one to get down to his truck, but he will get there. So yeah.
All right, so you all meet at Bootleg's truck. I imagine that you can all fit in the back?
Yeah, he's got like a full-size like F-150 type of gig with 4 doors, and there's extra room in the back if anybody really wants to ride in the very, very back. But yeah, should be all right.
I'm like, Chameleon's gonna be like laying down on the in the bed of the truck, like looking up at the sky as he's driving, like I did when I was a kid, because that's fun.
Oh, Chameleon's just the sweetest guy.
All right then. So yeah, we will commence to driving.
At Magdalena's place, Maria has some food. She knew you were coming, so
Tamales.
you have a feast. Normally, the tamales that you have in Texas Bootleg are very small deals, right? These tamales are quite
Huge.
large, and they're a lot more caloric than what you're used to. So you go into the thing thinking that you're getting a bunch, but you're full after maybe 2 or 3.
You don't know my life.
There are also dessert ones.
Coincidentally, you notice that Magdalena is eating is eating a lot. And she's a plus size lady, and you would expect her to eat a lot, but she is eating a lot. I mean, she is eating as much or more as all of the rest of you combined.
Like at least 10 tamales so far, probably.
So you are. Well, it's almost embarrassing for the rest of you. You don't know quite what to think about how much she's eating.
I know exactly how her powers work, so
I do not.
I am fine. Yeah. So
I try to keep up with her for like a little while, and then I start feeling sick, and I'm just like,
For Chameleon, who's maybe had one tamale a year for the last couple of years, right? All right, so you do dinner, and you get all packed up, and I believe that you have one more stop to make.
yeah, bootleg will
wait,
leave
hold on
the Curie-
before you do that. Magdalena, are you saying goodbye to your mom? Do you plan on coming back? What's the goodbye look like when you're moving out of the house?
Bootleg is going to be doing dishes so that those two can be alone.
Okay.
It's like he will step into the kitchen and take over, let the other three carry shit so that Magdalena and her mom can have a couple minutes.
Okay.
Her mom hugs her, and then you see her start doing like the sign of the cross on her forehead, and it sounds like she's mumbling something in Spanish under her breath. And then she kisses her again, and she says, "Be careful, sweetheart. You come visit me every weekend." And I was like, "Absolutely, Mom."
Can I bring friends?
Right? Can I bring? She's like, "You can bring them anytime."
And Chameleon, wait, can I just do one thing real quick? So Chameleon like just took the box out. He comes back in and he wants to go up to her and give her a hug and just say thank you for the great food.
To
and then he's
Miss
gonna
Flores?
grab the next box and take it back out.
Oh yeah, she absolutely hugs him back. Oh yeah.
And I believe Magdalena mentioned a girlfriend. What does she think of this move?
Sarah is there. You see a redheaded girl. She looks to be about my age. She's looks like average size, like 14, 16. And she looks worried, but like consigned to what is happening. And they kiss goodbye, and she says, "You're going to visit every weekend, so you better visit."
Okay. So the girlfriend and mom have said goodbye. There's tears on various sides. Bootleg's done the dishes. The rest of the team has made short work of the stuff to be moved. And are you headed off to the Forte building now?
We are. I imagine there's probably still room in the bed for our little Invisi-Gremlin Chameleon. I think he'll probably be all right back there. And it's does Magdalena have a vehicle of her own?
No.
Okay, so it's probably a little bit tight with an extra person.
She can sit in the back
in the truck. Well, I'm just saying, like it's it's an extra person, period, and then probably like a couple boxes or something in the back seat too.
Yeah,
but yeah, we'll be fine.
In the back, that's fine.
Yeah. So yeah, we will head over to that building, and I will. He'll just go. All right, Magdalena, let's get you upstairs for a minute. Everybody else, just sit tight. And hey, I know how many tamales are in that leftover pan. I counted them before we wrapped it.
The Forte building is in a different neighborhood than the one that Magdalena lives in. Magdalena lives in a predominantly Spanish area of Proud Haven, but this neighborhood is what you would consider the downtown proper, with lots of office buildings and high rises. You know, this is the big downtown. And certain buildings, like the Forte building, are not primarily offices, but primarily kind of where the wealthy type people hang out and have their really, really nice apartments. So the penthouse of the Forte building must be incredibly nice. for someone to be able to afford it. You're not necessarily surprised that the headmaster would know somebody like that, but it certainly does seem a hell of a lot more classy than anything that you would associate with the headmaster.
So yeah, we head into the lobby, presumably. Is there like security we need to worry about or anything like that?
No security per se. You don't see any armed guards or anything like that, but there's a typical, there's a typical servants, right? You got the people
like
taking
doorman,
luggage and the doorman.
cetera.
Yeah, exactly. Obviously, if you pull up to the right place, somebody's going to ask you to, take your car and valet it. You probably know from experience that even though you can't see any security, that doesn't mean it's not there.
Right. But as long as they're not actively barring us.
You're getting eyeballs because y'all don't really look like the type of people that belong here.
Yeah, Bootleg wore his not my recruiter outfit, but still I'm a reputable college employee, which is going to be like a polo shirt and some khakis. So still like overdressed for Magdalena's, like helping someone move, right? Like, but definitely underdressed for this atmosphere. He will pointedly not pull his truck up to like the valet area, because he also just has a truck full of people and he doesn't want to increase the chances of Chameleon just spitting at people at random and stuff. So he will park it, a short distance away from the valet area, that sort of thing. But yeah, he'll just walk in and make a beeline towards the elevators, just like he knows right where he's going.
And while you're doing that, I'm going to lean over and just be like, what are we doing here? What is happening? Why do you need me only? I'm nervous. What is happening?
Are you only taking Magdalena with you?
Yes, I left the other kids in the car.
Okay.
Good choice.
We're here to pick you up an outfit.
And her face lights up. She's like, my outfit? I get an outfit? Ah, sweet. Let's do this.
Everybody gets an outfit.
Yes.
And then he'll head right up to the elevator and all that good stuff. Again, assuming nobody stops us, accosts us, etc., etc.
You are allowed to go. Yeah, nobody stops you. Your anomaly sensing power does a little bit of a skip and a jump right when you hit about the 50th floor. You're not exactly sure what it is, but you're definitely like something popped up and then immediately disappeared again. You haven't really felt anything like that before, but it was kind of odd. But now that you reach out again, you don't really feel anything. On the penthouse floor, it opens up. The elevator opens up, which is odd because you can clearly see a key that allows access to the penthouse, but it goes right up without the key. And it opens up to a sort of entryway area, and there is a door that is right in front of you.
All right. Bootleg will not give any sign of not having done this before. Like he's gonna walk like he knows just where he's going, and that's easy because there's only one door. But yeah, he's not going. He will give no sign of being new at this, and head straight towards the door and reach for the handle, etc., etc., etc.
You reach for the handle, or you knock.
I will reach for the handle at first.
Okay, it's locked.
Then I will stop and give a polite knock.
Okay. The door opens, maybe about 45 seconds or so. And there's a person inside. She opens the door. Very extraordinarily elegant looking kind of silk. Not like a negligee, but like not really going out clothes either. Just something that looks extraordinarily fabulous for wearing around the house. Yes, there you go. Something like that. A Vietnamese woman who immediately starts talking. Oh, can I help you? No, wait, I know you. You're Bootleg, aren't you?
Yes, ma'am. Here with a new member of the team that's looking to get outfitted. We've been told the payment was made in advance.
Where's the headmaster? Why didn't he come?
He's indisposed this evening.
Well, I guess it's time that we meet. Why don't come in? Let me introduce myself. She offers you some tea, sits you down on her extraordinarily expensive-looking furniture.
He will have a seat. He will extend a hand.
I'm afraid to sit on anything, so I just kind of gently perch on the corner of something that looks like a chair,
Yeah, she says, you're not going to break anything. I've already been informed. But please, you can call me Miss Pham, or if you prefer, Silkworm. I've been making your costumes for you for the last number of years, and let me say, it's been my honor, but you sure go through those costumes quite a bit, don't you, Mr. Bootleg?
Yes, ma'am. It's kind of a occupational hazard, I'm afraid, especially with a shapeshifter and cosmic powerhouse on the team. Occasionally, things get torn.
Well, very good. As it happens, I do give your headmaster quite a discount, seeing as we go back quite a long ways. But I believe you're here to pick up this. And she turns around and brings out a sort of a box, the type that you would get from a department store. But when she gives it to you, Magdalena, it's actually not a cardboard box, but it's actually a kind of a ceremonial wooden box.
Ooh. Fancy.
Would you like to try it on now?
Yes, I would love to.
She mentioned motions to any of the rooms back there will do, or if you prefer the restroom, she points to it right there.
I mean, she just starts stripping right there and puts it on. She has underwear.
Bootleg will pointedly and politely turn away and focus on his piping hot cup of tea.
Silkworm, or Miss Pham, does not. She seems neither excited nor put off by this, and she's fascinated to see her work being displayed.
Yeah, put that suit on. She just wants to try it on. She's super excited. So she gets it on. And
you have rarely had something fit this well the first time you try it on. Right. So it's actually quite impressive, and it feels very comfortable. It immediately brings your body temperature to something that's comfortable, and it feels like it was literally made for you, which it was.
Quick question: does this change its shape fairly easily, conform to my body? I tend to change sizes fairly rapidly.
Oh dear, you have no idea what my quantum stitching can do. I'm the only one who can do it, Superheroes come to me all the time. But yes, trust me, it will take care of all of your needs. And
I'm so excited.
And unless you're like one of these variants here, it should take care of minor nicks and cuts itself.
Okay. This is beautiful, thank you.
But please, if you ever want to change your look, just come back to me, and we will design something together.
Do I have to take it off again and then put it in the box?
You don't have to do anything, although they might look a little bit odd at you if you try to walk downstairs with it on.
You're right, yeah.
Actually, so what else was she wearing today? What did she have on?
She just had her usual dance clothes, so yoga pants and a tank top and a sweater.
You'll just shrug. Just toss the tank top and the sweater back on.
All right, deal.
Well, would you like to stay for some tea, or do you have to get going?
Oh, I'm afraid we left a few other new recruits out in the truck outside. Best not to wait too long. It'd be really rude to leave somebody sitting in a car for hours at a time.
Well, understood. Let me give you one more thing that I've been working on, if you don't mind. And she brings back a bunch of little wooden boxes. And she opens up one of them and she says, these communicators should allow you to communicate between the other members of your team at great distances and even through materials that otherwise would prevent such communication. I think you'll find them to be quite useful.
I'm sure we will. It's a step up from the tech we currently have.
If you desire, you can integrate them with your suit so that you don't have to have them in your ear, but they will use the vibrations in your bones to communicate as well. So it's quite ingenious, if I do say so myself.
Subvocal tech, as long as the clarity doesn't defray or anything. That sounds great. Thank you, ma'am.
You tell me, and if there's anything wrong, there won't be. But please come back and let me know. It was a pleasure to meet you, Billy or Bootleg. Do you prefer?
Mr. Leg.
It's entirely up to you, ma'am. It's your home.
Very well. Bootleg. I do enjoy using the names. And you, Magdalena. Do you have a superhero name yet?
I was thinking Magnitude.
Oh, it's perfect. I love it. Oh, I think you're going to do so well. Please, do me a favor and say hello to Headmaster for me, please. Take good care of him.
That guy.
We try, ma'am. Though I wonder if I could maybe trouble you for one small favor, potentially.
How can I help?
My friend and associate Therion from the original variants, he seems to have a lot of time on his hand after the last dust-up kind of rocked him a little. He was the one that was part of the reason we went through your suits so quickly, because it turns out most of them aren't designed to hold an actual rhino or elephant. But I wonder if maybe he could give you a call sometime and help stress test the size-altering properties of your material. It could help him ease back into life a bit.
Absolutely. I could always use someone to test out new designs. I do remember, but between him and Starburst, was it? They did have a habit of tearing up suits. But yes, please, if I can be of any help, make sure you send him by. Although, do send him by alone, or at least let me know he's coming first. I'd rather not have unannounced company like this in the future.
Of course, ma'am. He's also quite the tech head himself. He might help you with further suit improvements without just his shape-shifting abilities. But is there a business number that you might give me that I could offer to him and let him reach out to you in his own time?
Oh, just ask your headmaster.
Sounds fine, ma'am. You have a good evening, and thank you for the tea.
Oh, thank you. It was good to meet you, too.
Thank you.
Yeah, and on behalf of the original variants, we do appreciate the outfits. You've done us a lot of favors over the years, ma'am. You have a good night.
You have no idea how much I've enjoyed doing it. Toodaloo. And with that, I think we're going to close up shop. Thanks, everybody, for joining us for episode 4 of The Variants. I believe, and I don't want to speak for everybody, but I think this was my personal favorite show that we've done so far. And it is super great to have Sandy join the cast. It's great to have Randy back for his second episode. And Rusty and Danny and Cassie, of course, are making this a great show every time we do it. So thank you guys for being here. Thanks for following the variants so closely. In a couple of weeks, we're going to have the Justicars begin with Optimist and the rest of the world traveling heroes. So make sure you check that out as well. Make sure you check out this Wednesday. Cassie, what are we checking out this Wednesday?
The final episode, I believe, of Night Witches.
Night Witches, about, get this, a group of women Russian pilots doing bombing raids on Nazis during World War II. Did I get that right?
Indeed, based on the real actual Night Witches. So
called the Night Witches. Like,
yes. They would come down with their engines cut, and the Nazis wouldn't know they were there, and so they would scare the crap out of them.
Super fun.
Night Witches.
Okay, so we have a question. Justicars was going to start this Sunday. Thanks, Coco Nerd. Justicars was going to start this Sunday, except Mother's Day, and we thought, you know what? There's probably plenty of people who are going to end Mother's Day and it'll be fine. But then also there's some other nerdy thing happening next Sunday night at the same time, and we thought that maybe we shouldn't go up against the penultimate episode of Game of Thrones. So we're actually pushing back the premiere of Justicars for a couple of weeks, just so that we don't run up against Daenerys and Jon Snow. Having said that, it is very good to have everybody. Thanks for all the follows. Thanks for all the subscriptions. Thanks for all the bits. Thanks for all the love. And if you have any desire to see any Shadowrun 6th edition stuff, we're going to be talking and playing that over the next couple weeks as well. I love you all. I'm sure everybody else loves you. Anybody else want to say anything before we sign off?
No.
Being here. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Peace out, everybody.
Bye.